Hey y'all, so I am 24 weeks pregnant today, and this is my unexpected pregnancy update. I had filmed a pregnancy update right after I got into my second trimester, and I didn't film another one, and I deleted that video because I just haven't had a lot of pregnancy symptoms. They're very mild, and they haven't really changed much since that. So I haven't filmed another one. So I guess this is kind of like an official first sit down video. I do still have my pregnancy announcement video up. It's a very short video, but anyways, I wanted to come on here because I wanted to start doing these videos prior to this. It just didn't work out because I haven't had many pregnancy symptoms. And there is a lot going on. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of start here fresh and let this be the start of my journey, because we definitely have a journey ahead of us. I'm currently filming in the nursery. And so let me just start off by saying at 16 weeks, we found out we're having a boy. We went to a 3D place that's like a private place you pay for to find out early. 2 weeks later, we went to the anatomy scan at 18 weeks and found out that I have and I might butcher some of these words, so please just excuse me if I do. I have velamentous cord insertion. Basically, that's where the umbilical cord doesn't insert into the center of the placenta and inserts into the side. Apparently, it's not too uncommon, but it does make you more at risk, I guess. So they have to continue for you to come in and look at the baby's growth to make sure they're growing good, because it can cause the baby to have like slow growth or something. I'm not a doctor. Let me put that out there now. I'm just throwing out there what I've done my own research plus what my doctors have told me. All right, so they weren't able to see everything clearly at the first anatomy scan. There was literally only maybe two or three things that they were able to clearly see, which I believe were the kidneys and the bladder, and maybe something else that they were able to tell was it looked good. Everything else they weren't able to see, so they had me come back 5 weeks later. This past week at my 23-week ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech, she seemed like she was having some problems like looking at everything, and so she looked at everything a couple of times, and then she I think there's a school bus outside. And then she left and was like, I'm just gonna leave you on the table in case the doctor wants to double check anything. And I didn't think anything of it. Well, the doctor came in and he went right to two things. The first was he went to this angle of the face and he said that our baby has cleft lip. And at that point I lost it, because cleft lip and palate is something that you don't hear much about in the United States, and but it's more common than you think, which I'll get into in a minute. So I just lost it, and I at that point I kind of like didn't hear much after what he said. And then he went and he was like, unfortunately, there's another problem. He went to the stomach and he said that it appears that there is a blockage in the small intestines. I think they call it a double bubble. And basically, it's something that could possibly resolve itself. It could be misdiagnosed. They have to keep a look on it, and I go back in a few weeks for them to see if it's getting worse, better, staying the same, kind of get more of a diagnosis, because right now it's not like a clear diagnosis. It's just something up in the air. And from my own research that I've done, or well, let me backtrack a little bit. Those two things can be related to other syndromes, other problems. So they did blood work to do a genetic test to test for anything else that could be going on. I'm hoping and praying that nothing else is going on, and that this is just a series of unfortunate events. And what was that? I'm losing track. Sorry. So anyways, the stomach is called duodenal atresia. And it's just it's in the small intestines. It's a blockage. If it doesn't resolve itself, if it's not misdiagnosed, then from what I've read online, I know Google can be a good thing and a bad thing. From what I've read online, it will make him have to have surgery right when he's born, like within 24 to 48 hours. And let's see, I don't really know much more about that stuff yet. I will know more later on. I do have a ultrasound in 2 weeks that is going to check that again. And then in about 4 weeks, I have to go see, it's for the baby, for an echocardiogram. Something about with the intestines when they get all, if that happens, like they get messed up or whatever, then they have to double check the heart, because something with the intestines and the heart go together and can cause other problems. So I go see the doctor for that, for an echocardiogram, and they're going to make sure that his heart is looking good. With the cleft lip, we don't know if it's palate as well right now. We just know it's lip. And we have only told our family and friends, like close friends. Some friends I haven't even told, because I'm not ready for a lot of questions. And we've had 1 or 2 comments that have already been made that were a little insensitive. It's hard to decipher if someone's being insensitive or if they're just making a comment, because it's not a widely known thing in the United States, which I've later found out. I've wrote down some facts, because I feel like it needs to be more known, because it is more common than you think. It's just fixed faster here than in other countries, which is why it seems like it's a more of a thing in different countries, I guess. That's just kind of a roundabout comment that was made, that it's more known in different countries, not here, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So I wrote down some facts that I feel like needs to be shared. On cdc.gov, it says 1 in every 1,600 born with cleft lip and palate, 1 in every, and these are about numbers. These aren't like exact, so I just forgot to write that down. 1 in every 2,800 just cleft lip, and 1 in every 1,700 is just palate. So it's a lot more common than you would think. And it just gets, within the first like couple months, they start doing surgeries for the cleft lip and palate. So, and it's a continuing thing. It's not like most of the time, it's not like one surgery. You have to have continuing surgeries throughout their years and other stuff like that. I haven't met with a team yet for cleft lip. I'm assuming once it gets closer to the time for me to deliver, they'll send me and speak with a cleft palate and lip team that will go over everything we will have to do. I did join some groups for cleft lip and palates because we had planned on breastfeeding. I've heard that it's not as easy of a process, and I know that I can pump. I do want to pump if I produce milk and all that stuff. You just never know. So at this point, I'm just thinking like 5 steps ahead, so I don't have to think of it right then and there whenever the baby's born and he needs to eat. So I went out, and according to some of the Facebook groups I'm in, sorry if it gets loud, there's like a trash truck outside. Some of the groups I'm in, they recommended the Dr. Brown's with the blue valve in the middle right there. So we got like 3 of the bigger ones and 3 of the smaller ones. And yeah, so it's just a very strange thing to like go and be completely blindsided at the ultrasound, because the first ultrasound he was like, other than the cord insertion, he said everything looks fine. Everything looks good from what they can see. So I wasn't expecting anything that happened at all. I think that's why it made me so upset in the office, because I was just totally blindsided and did not think that would have been a thing at all. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I did want to make a point to say I will never know what caused the cleft lip or the intestine stuff. I mean, it could be related to other syndromes. It could be related to whatever. It could be just standalone problems. I have done a lot of my own research for peace of mind, and I have came to the conclusion that let me just tell you a little story. I was brushing my teeth one night about a day or 2 after we found out, and it clicked in my mind that at 6 weeks and around 9 or 10 weeks, I was put on antibiotics. You're not supposed to be put on antibiotics when you're pregnant unless you absolutely have to. And so there's like a lot going on outside and I keep getting distracted. At 6 weeks, I had like a little bit of blood, and it was like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So we went to the hospital and they did some tests, and my levels were like slightly raised for UTI. And so they gave me antibiotics for UTI, and I don't think truly that's what it was. I don't know. My levels were slightly raised, but I just don't know. I'm not a doctor. They gave me antibiotics for that. And then around 9 or 10 weeks, they gave me antibiotics because I had a cyst on my chin that got infected and it would not go away without antibiotics. So I went to my primary doctor and got antibiotics. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't think that anything would happen from it. Well, while I was brushing my teeth, I was like, let me just look up what antibiotics they gave me, and which I'm not going to name because I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say this caused this because I don't know. This is just what I've came up with, and it kind of helps me feel a little bit better before I get these test results back with the genetic testing and all of that stuff. So I looked up the antibiotic for the UTI, and its birth defects that it causes is cleft lip and palate. I looked up the other medicine, and it's, I guess it's like a birth defect with the intestines, is, what is it called? It's not the duodenal atresia, but it's something atresia. So it all goes together with like the same like intestinal problems. And I don't know. I don't know if that could have caused it or if it's just something that happened. I don't know. It's going to be a very long ride with this. It's not your typical, hey, let's have the baby, let's go home, let's live life. This is going to be, let's have the baby, let's see if he needs surgery. If he needs surgery, he'll be in the neonatal unit. If he doesn't need surgery, then he's still going to need surgery in a few months after for his lip. So it's going to be a journey, and I want to document my journey on video so that I have it for the future, so that it can help other people, and whatever I can do to help. My channel won't just be about this. I will also do vlogs and other just daily life fun stuff, but I want to do this as well, to help whoever, and let y'all know if you're going through the same thing, that you're not alone. I know it feels like you're lonely in the beginning when you find out this kind of stuff, but just know that you're not alone. And if you ever need to talk to anyone, DM me on Instagram. I don't know if I'll have the comments on or not, but just DM me on Instagram. And yeah, so I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all in my next video, and bye.